good, baby.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 50. Damn.
50.
Big 5-0.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah.
All right. Big 5-0. Back here. My name is Brodi Nicholas. Back here with Mr. Celebrate Life. How you doing, man?
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing great because we have a cool guest today. Zach Curhan, co-founder of TruWild, came out from San Diego. How you doing, man?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Well, we're trying TruWild.
Trying some
let's
TruWild.
Let's have a cheers. Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a good time.
Tastes great.
Okay.
I want your
like
live.
it.
Yeah. Honest opinion. What's your thoughts?
It's good. I
This
like
is
it.
good.
This one is light. The flavor is light. I was trying to stir it because it was clumping, but you said it was good that it clumps a little bit.
Yeah. Some people don't realize we have a lot of ingredients in it. First off, a lot of other brands as well. So there's 16 grams. And we also don't use like anti-caking agents, which is like an artificial sometimes used for manufacturing processing. So it's all natural ingredients.
Nice.
Right on. What is this flavor?
Watermelon lemonade. So I gave you guys a gift. So you have watermelon lemonade, which is the OG, my favorite, and then passion fruit guava. And then these are the same thing, just in like travel size kits you can take on the go.
Hell yeah. Thanks, man. We're going to be using these in Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. How many flavors do you guys have?
We have 2 for hydrate, but overall we've got 10 other different products as well.
Oh, nice.
A wide variety from like green superfoods to nitric beets, adaptogens, immune support.
Oh, you guys have greens too?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I got some gifts coming your way.
Yeah,
Nice.
no, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, this is very cool. Very cool. Before we jump into TruWild, though, we want to learn a little bit more about you. So, where are you from?
I'm from Santa Barbara. Grew up in Boston, Newton, and then made the trek over to Santa Barbara when I was like 2.
Okay.
So very grateful for that. It's a beautiful, beautiful city, and hate leaving that place, going to college. But one day I'll come back.
Where did you go to college?
Cal Poly.
Okay.
San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, Santa Barbara. It's a wild place in college.
Yeah.
I used to hang out in this place called the IV.
Yeah, HIV, as I call
Yeah.
it. But yeah.
Yeah, those were some wild times.
Yeah.
Do you ever go back?
I go back to go home to see my family because they're there. My
cool.
brother's there, my nephew, and my niece is there as well. So I love my family and want to see them as much as I can. But like when I was growing up, going to high school there, like my brother, he's 3 years older. So I was a freshman, he was a senior. He would take me to Isla Vista when I was like a freshman, and like,
Wow.
it was a different experience back then. Like Isla Vista was truly Isla Vista. Now it's a little bit more tame, I would say, because a lot of series of events that's happened, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But like I saw Revolution before Revolution was a Revolution. I saw Iration before at Marley House before that got big, and that was like such a cool moment to see. Like I still, at the time, I was like a young kid, like cool, this is a cool band, whatever. But like seeing them like
Blow up.
skyrocket and blow up, and had the chance to actually like see them before that happened, was pretty rad.
Yeah, dude, Iration was my first concert. And it was like when they were super small, playing this place called the Boardwalk in Sacramento, where I'm from. Tiny little, maybe few hundred person venue. And I was like, these guys are dope. And then next thing you know, they're all over the place. Yeah, so being in the IV, growing up, obviously saw some crazy stuff. I haven't been there in like 10 years, so I don't even know what it looks like these days. But yeah, it's definitely tamed out.
Yeah, tamed out big time, but like you could just tell going there. I mean, it's just not the same. It's like, I'm guessing, did you go there for like Halloween, some of these like big parties, right? And people are like all on the street, kind of like just mass brigade of people, and you can't like really, it's like crowd on the street as it is crowd in like some of these like parties areas as well. But yeah, it's just changed. I mean, completely. And then also I tell people this, like the best, and I bet you've been there too, but Freebirds was like all time.
Yeah.
That changed. So like the food, I think they got bought out, or they went full like franchise, and the quality of the food changed. And so like that was, to me, is like, okay, things are changing, and that was kind of one of them.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because that's what we would do, is go to Freebirds, and it was like this big deal. And then like 5 years later, they opened one in my hometown. I'm from technically Rockland, north of Sacramento, but they opened one in Roseville. And I was like, oh, Freebirds. I told everybody about it, so excited, and it was not the same.
No,
was
those
not the same.
nachos are bomb, and then that barbecue hot sauce. I don't know. You bring me back to like my younger days.
Is the original one still there, though?
It's still there, but it just
But it's
doesn't taste the
different.
same.
Oh, so it's just everything changed. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Yeah, you have any good IV stories?
None that I could tell on the podcast. I had 2 of my best friends went to UCSB, so we were there every weekend for a long time. But that's when it was, everything was popping back then. I went a couple years ago with my wife just on vacation, and we went to some bars on State Street, but it wasn't like it was when I was in college.
Yeah. Just looking back, though, it's funny. I've never even been to a bar in Santa Barbara because you just go to house party,
Yeah.
party. And then there's a junior college out there, too, right?
There's Santa Barbara CC.
That's what it is. Okay, because long story short, we were staying at my friend's house, and then another night we had like a big group, so we were staying somewhere else, and then we ended up going to this Santa Barbara CC football house or something, and yeah, they're like playing PlayStation, and the dude was like 30 years old on the team. He was the kicker, and I remember I was like 19, and I was like, wow, like this guy's really out here, you know. But he had like 2 years of eligibility, so he was living in the football house and playing PlayStation at 4 a.m.
So fun. That's actually one of the best and most beautiful college campuses I think I've ever been to is SBCC.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it overlooks like the ocean, and like I tell people like if you go anywhere, if you're like trying to get to UCSB, do like 2 years there, and then you can easily transfer over. Yeah, as well. But I mean, San Diego has changed, right? And like you've got like Montecito, San Diego proper, and you've got Goleta, and Goleta is where like Isla Vista is as well. So did your friends graduate in 4 years?
No, I think it was 5 years.
Because I tell people if you can graduate, I like UCSB in 4 years. Back in the day, I'm like, kudos to you because
Yeah.
like with all that partying
Yeah.
and still get your shit together, like you know how to fucking multitask and stay organized and stay on top of it. So
For real,
when
though.
people say that, you say, I don't think if anyone says you go to UCSB, be like making 4 or 5, and the real like go getters are 4.
That's true. That's true. I mean, Cal Poly, there was a scene there too.
Oh yeah, we had fun.
Yeah, I mean, one of my friends went there and I visited, and it was. You guys had like a burrito spot too,
Oh, I forget the name of it, but yeah,
but it was fire, and yeah, that was a fun place.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you graduate in 4?
No, I did 5, but I played a sport, so I kind of like you're allowed to have a little asterisk there.
Okay.
If you play the sport.
What'd you play?
I played water polo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was that always your sport growing up?
So growing up, I was a hockey player. I thought I was becoming a professional hockey player, and then I woke up one day and realized I live in Southern California, and there's no ice here. I mean, there is if you drive, right? And so my parents gave me like an ultimatum in high school. They're like, we will drive you 40 minutes every day to go, pursue your passion. But that's an hour and a half, 2 hours of your life every day we have to do that. And so I just kind of woke up and I was like, yeah, I don't think it's for me. And I was like on an all-star like roller hockey, ice hockey traveling squad. So like I was like gung ho about it.
You're all in.
And then I just like realized that wasn't for me. Then I started doing like junior lifeguards, and then I started following around friends who surfed and swam. And so like then water polo was kind of like that next step. Like surfing and swimming kind of led the water polo. And then just was a kind of like I've got super long arms.
Yeah.
I'm fast. It just was natural to me. And like being in the water is like my second home.
Nice, dude. Yeah.
Water polo is I feel like it's a really hard sport because I can't swim. I don't understand how you guys can just tread water for that long. That's crazy. Have you ever played water polo?
Because I played football, but my best friend in high school played water polo, and dude, it makes the conditioning for football look so easy.
Yeah.
I remember would you do the thing where you have to hold the chair? Bro, they'd be out there for just like
Chair,
days.
5-gallon jugs of water.
Yeah, just treading water, and there's like, and if you fall or like sink, it's 16 feet.
Yeah.
You just
can't
they're
go
just
that far.
going. They're just
Yeah.
going.
I need to touch the floor and jump back up.
I tell people I'm a tame, nice individual on land. Like I don't get mad, I don't yell. Put me in water, I'm like a whole different animal. And so yeah, because people are like, you played water polo. I'm like, just let's see. Put me in water, we'll put it to test.
Yeah. So how was the Cal Poly team?
It was great. We won our national championship my freshman year.
Okay. Wow.
So that was great. And I got put on to got put into like I didn't redshirt, so I got put on the team and played that year. And then my junior and senior year, we went to nationals, but we got second, I think, as well. So Cal Poly, it's a Division I. It's a what do you call it? It's like a club team, but there's different divisions. So there's like D1, D3, but we still play against a lot of the D1 players as well.
Gotcha.
So we played USC, UCLA
Nice.
as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then, so when did that end? Just when you graduated?
So when I graduated, I haven't touched a water polo ball in, I don't know, almost like 10, 12 years.
Oh, we should film that episode.
Yeah.
Go play some water polo. It's a tough sport.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good skit for you guys too. Get you guys some water, get some water polo players to see what
There you go. And just see how
happens.
play them in basketball and then play them in water polo. See what
All right,
happens.
we can do that.
See?
But I don't know, man. Don't you guys like tackle each other in the water, elbow each other in the
There's
face?
lots of groping, elbows, kicking, kneeing. Yeah, it's nuts. And like playing against girls is a whole other thing. Cause like I remember it was like in college we played against girls. In high school I played against Cammy Craig. So shout out to her. She's like a 6 times gold medalist now, and she's a beast. And I just remember like just getting destroyed by her. But like what we do is mostly is a lot of grabbing and kicking and pulling, a lot of stuff underwater. A lot of people don't see. But worst injury I got is I got fish hooked in the eye.
Oh.
And my eyelid started bleeding. Is the first time I've ever seen a ref stop the game and just like take a time out because there was so much blood in the water.
Oh, dang.
So yeah, that was not that, and I've like broken my nose a couple times. But yeah, it's
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, your eye looks fine now, so it worked out, thankfully. Yeah, dude. Wow. All right.
I can't do any of that. Can't swim. Can you teach me how to swim first?
I could teach you to swim.
Bro, we
cool.
got to get that handled by next month.
Huh?
We're going to Miami, and
Oh
we're
yeah.
going on a
I was
cruise
gonna
ship.
stay on the ship.
Wait, so
and-
you can't swim? So if I like threw you in the water, you would sink like a brick, or you're like,
probably sink like a brick. Yeah.
so growing up, you never grew up in the pool swimming.
I did a little bit, and then I went to Hawaii when I was like 16, 17. He knows. Almost drowned in the ocean, and ever since then I panic every time. Every time I'm in water.
What are you
It's
scared
deep.
of?
No bottom of the. Like I need to touch the floor, or else I'm gonna die.
So
That's how
before
I
that
feel.
moment, though, did you kind of know how to swim?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
why
you do know how to swim.
I
You
was
just-
too overconfident in the ocean in Hawaii. We were on a sandbar, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I'll go swim over to the," because we were playing volleyball in the ocean. It's like I'll go swim over to the volleyball, get it, go back to the boat, and then I got tired swimming back, and I was like, "Oh shit, there's no sandbar under me," and I started panicking, and then I was the last person. The dude saved me, took me to the boat, and ever since then, yeah, panic every time in the water. So, I need a lot of
We
training.
gotta get over that.
Yeah, we got. Let's
Next
go
time that
swimming
happens,
this
just
weekend.
lay on your back and float.
Oh yeah, my daughter knows how to do that. I can't do that.
Maybe you need to go get swim lessons with your daughter.
yeah,
That'd actually be a great bonding moment, man.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I wonder if that's like a program, daddy-daughter swim lessons.
I'm sure that they're not gonna get a lot of customers. I mean, I'll be the first customer probably.
I don't know. I mean, I would Google that and see, but there's a good large percent of people who don't know how to swim.
Yeah, I mean, we have people on our team, other people that don't
Who?
know how to swim. Walter.
Oh, well, he wears pants everywhere, so
Well, you all swim in next month. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah, I
just
gotta
pound
learn.
one of these, put a little tequila in it, and you go on jump in the water.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, so
I'll be more confident.
And not, don't be the biggest thing is you panic. When you
Yeah.
panic, like all shit goes loose, right? You forget everything.
Yeah.
So it's like stay calm. You're not gonna die. You're gonna be okay.
have you had any like near death drowning experiences?
Surfing, I've had a couple like
Get
NDEs.
caught.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been like held underwater for like it feels like eternity, but it's like really like 20 seconds. But you're like in a washing machine, so you're like upside down. You don't know where up is, and like it's brutal, dude. The ocean, Mother Nature. If you turn your back on it, it will swallow you whole.
Yeah, yeah. That's the scariest thing when you don't know what's up or
Yeah.
down. And so what I learned is when that happens, it's only happened to me a few times, but you just sit because you're gonna like figure it out.
It's
But
just
like,
staying
calm.
calm. And like if you talk to any like big wave surfer, it's like not panicking and just like closing your eyes, like just thinking of happy thoughts, kind of like Happy Gilmore, think of happy thoughts. and making sure that you don't like panic, because when you panic release, you know, you're like releasing some of your oxygen as well. And it's like staying calm, relax, helps the best.
Yeah. I know that, but it doesn't
I
help.
mean, it doesn't help. I could tell you all this stuff, and then like, yeah, something will
Yeah, I
happen.
still panic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had one of those situations, but crazy enough, it was in the lake where there's no waves. I was swimming, and we would go past the buoys, and I was actually like 16, 17, and I started getting a cramp. And so I started like drowning, and I was like, help, help. And my friend was on the shore, and he thought I was joking. So I even saw him. He's like, oh, whatever. And he like walked away, and I couldn't swim, and I was cramping up super bad, and I blacked out. And next thing you know, I was on a boat. Yeah, some family boating. They saw me, and they jumped in.
Oh,
my friend
yeah.
felt so bad because he's like, dude, I thought you were, because we used to prank each other all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I thought you were like fucking around. But yeah, then I just jumped back in.
See?
Yeah.
You still know how.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
for you.
But it was scary though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But the surf stuff that I've done when I've gone under, that's been kind of crazy too, especially because the water, dude, like sometimes you can't see because the sand will hit depending on where you're at, and yeah, you don't know what's up or down. That is a weird
I
feeling.
mean, you've got the wedge, which is right over here.
Mhm.
I remember in high school we had tournaments down here. We had our tradition was like you had to wear your Speedo and go to surf the wedge and body surf it. And when we went, it was like 10 feet. And like our coach was like at the time says, still gotta do it. And like I've never been so terrified. Like I'm comfortable in the water, but the wedge is a whole different beast in itself. And like that's in like I don't know, like 2 feet of water as well. And that there's so much power behind it. But yeah, I've had some severe near deep, and I used to live in Newport too, so I used to surf it too. But yeah, I've had some close calls.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because even pro surfers will pass away out there. Sometimes you just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
kinda crazy.
You guys aren't helping me not panic right now.
No, we're not gonna go big wave surfing.
All right,
We're
all
We're
right.
just talking about you just go in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
Trying to
going to
get-
Miami, it's flat. Everything
Yeah.
everything in Florida is flat.
All right, cool.
Yep, yep. And then the cruise ship, bro, just hop in like.
Yeah, I'll just be in the. Is there a hot tub?
Yeah, and
I'll be in the hot tub.
this is adults only, so there's no kid pool. So yeah, we gotta.
But there's still the lower end where you walk in the thing.
think so.
We did get you some adult floaties.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do
That's a
floaties for everybody.
new business idea.
There you
right
go,
there,
yeah.
adult floaties. I like that.
With a beer
Oh, yeah.
holder.
Dude, all right.
Hey.
We might not put this on the
We
pod.
gotta- we gotta
had
do
that
that.
first. That's a really good idea.
Yep.
But with that being said, have you traveled for surfing anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay, where are some of the favorite places?
I've traveled, well, there's like 7 continents, so like over 4 continents that
Hell
I've
yeah.
surfed. So like, I've been to, I mean, anywhere from Australia to the Indian Ocean, surfed the Maldives. I actually, funny story, tell people this, they laugh, but I didn't go to prom in high school. I actually went to the Maldives with my old water polo coach at the time, and went to the Maldives during prom when everyone was like, you know, getting their corset, looking nice. I said, screw that. I don't need to go to fucking prom. I used my, I'm Jewish, I used my bar mitzvah money to buy a ticket to go to the Maldives and surf for like 2 weeks, which was
Wow.
Damn.
unbelievable. Like, yeah, so that was a great, you know, experience.
Wow.
And I've always had that travel bug. So yeah, but yeah, so there, let's see what else. Australia, I've surfed Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, Hawaii, of course. Surf Chicama, which is down in Peru. Let's see, I don't think I'm missing much. And then France and Biarritz, like that side as well. But
Wow.
I want to do more surf trips. I haven't done it. I used to do like a lot more surf trips, but not as much. More has been like kind of more experienced trips.
Nice, dude. Yeah. Wow, you've been around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all about travel too. So this guy's been to quite a few of those places, huh?
Yeah, I'm not surfing though.
Soon,
I just
bro.
go. I just go to eat and drink and
Yeah.
walk around.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see.
No, yeah, I'm all about that too.
What was your favorite place surfing or
My favorite surfing or traveling?
surfing?
I'd say Bali.
Oh, Bali.
I'd say Bali is like one of those places that's just magical. I mean, it's like surfer's paradise. It's everything you need. It's one of the most world class waves that you can have. And it's like the food. It's cheap. It's not crowded, but now I think it's getting way more crowded, way more like Americanized. Which I went there like 10 years ago, and that was like an unbelievable experience. It's like surfer's utopia.
Yeah.
And so I would say just like everything from it's amazing.
That's dope. Have you been to Bali?
Crazy enough, no. No. Yeah, it's on the list. I was supposed to go visit friends out there, and just
Yeah.
we'd always go somewhere else.
I'm guessing
friend
you've been to
lived-
Bali.
No, I haven't been there, but
Yeah.
I know his friend lived there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Friend lived there for a while, and then quite a few friends have lived there actually. But I
Okay.
heard that the last couple of years it's changed a lot. It's turning into kind of like a party city, which I think I'd still like it, but I heard it's just not the same as what it was.
Yeah, it's not. I heard a lot of people who work from home or like the
Yeah,
what do you
digital-
call-
digital
the-
nomads.
Thank you, the digital nomads. It's taken over by the digital nomads, the Australians, and it's just like the whole culture of that place. I think has shifted,
Mm-hmm.
and so I haven't gone there, but I just heard it's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, for sure. What about favorite place to travel just to kick it?
I'd say Japan.
Oh, that's my
Nice.
favorite place too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
It's clean. Everyone's nice. The food, the beer. It's awesome.
Yeah, I would say that, and it's the one place. Well, I haven't been to India and some other places too, but it's like the one place that you get this culture shock. Like, well, because of me, because I'm white, so it's like I blend out completely
Yeah.
versus blending in, and it's just like when you're there, it's just from the language to the food to just a full on experience, you're not in Kansas anymore. You're not home. You know, it's like you go there and you're like, oh shit, I am actually in like a completely different place. Well, like if you go to Europe, I mean, it's pretty similar. You know,
Right.
you know, you can get along, but like there, it's like I try speaking Japanese. I know a little bit. And like, and then he's trying to speak like English. They don't speak back to you, and it's just a like lost in translation, kind of like that Bill Murray movie as
Yeah.
well. But it's a trip. But like the food is like out of this world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that in Japan too. Yeah, like you said, they don't cater to Americans. Like if you go to the Philippines, people
Everything's
will
in
talk
English.
to you in
Yeah.
English. Everything's in English. Over there, it's not. And if you got to ask for directions, you're just gonna have to figure it out yourself. And it's pretty fun to get lost there.
Yeah, that's how I felt in Korea. That's the first place I've been where there's no English. Because usually there's like signs in their native language and then English.
Yeah.
There's no English. We got lost. We almost missed our flight because we couldn't get back to the airport. We were trying to figure it out. Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Japan, I've been just to the airport a couple times, but never left.
Yeah, but the people are nice. I mean,
Oh, for
nicest
sure.
people ever. Yeah, and then I went there. I've been there twice, luckily enough. One I went snowboarding with my family, which is unbelievable. They call it Japao Pow for a reason. And the second time I went for just a food tour, and we just like ate for 10 days straight.
Nice.
And like,
Sounds so fire.
I don't know if you remember. Did you ever have their ice cream? It's called like crema. It's like in a sugar cone waffle, and it's
Oh,
got
yeah.
this like heavy, dense, heavy cream. It's like reminds me of a McDonald's mated with like a Wendy's. I don't know if maybe that could be it, but it was just like I don't know. I have dreams about it. It's this unbelievable. You know, this like sugar cone that like you
Just
finish
next-
with,
next level.
and it's like unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I gotta try that.
Yeah, we got to go to Japan.
We should do that. We should do that. You know where I want to go? South Africa.
That's
Have
on my
you-
list.
have you- yeah, Cape Town. Yep.
One day.
Yeah, that was actually going to be the bachelor party. And then I was like, 24-hour flight. It's hard because everybody's got their thing. So Miami was a little more
Yeah.
direct.
And that's a mission too.
Yeah.
That's 20.
I looked-
I think it's a little bit more than that, but yeah.
I looked at the flight plans, dude, and it's like there's no easy way to get there. It's a long flight.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of like a Southern California vibe, and then affordable cost of living.
Yeah.
And like I heard, like my friend was just there. He did an Ironman. It was like he got away with like a 1 pound steak, a bottle of wine with him and his girlfriend, and like the bill was like $40.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, and then he Airbnb on this most beautiful, like pristine beach all by himself, and he was like less than $100 a night. So.
Yeah.
See, we got to go. There's so many places to go, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
traveling is where it's at.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about Japan?
The food. It's pretty easy to get wherever you want to go. Like you go on the train, you can have a beer on the train. I mean,
You could drink in public?
yeah. I mean, I think you can. I didn't get.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. Did you ever go to Disneyland?
Yeah, we went to.
Oh, you did. How was
yeah,
that? Because I
Tokyo
was supposed to
Disney.
go, but I didn't.
It's beautiful. Like, it's not as crowded as Disneyland out here, and they're way more high tech with their rides. So everything's, yeah.
I heard it's
cool.
way cheaper too.
Yeah, it's cheaper. But I spent a lot of money in Japan eating.
It's not. I don't think it's not that cheap. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Japan's not a place where you go like on the budget.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's clean. That's the
Yeah.
coolest thing too. And it's like I studied engineering, so it's like for me, if having my engineering brain, it's like very Six Sigma. Like everything's in place. It's clean. It's like there's a process for everything. Like the train will never be late, always on time. And that's how all like Japanese people too are. Is like they follow these like set of rules.
Very efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, efficient. If there's trash on the floor, they'll pick it up. No one will bump into you. No one will be mean to you. Everyone's, yeah.
I walked. I don't know about you. I found this out. I walked on the wrong side of the street, and I was getting like mean looks. Like you have to make sure you walk on the
On the
right.
left.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know what side. I forget.
It's the left side.
Yeah,
it's
the left-
opposite. than
Yeah,
here,
but like, yeah, I was like on the wrong side, and people were like, why are you here?
yeah, if you look at the escalators or whatever, it's always like the line of people, and nobody's like walking through trying to cut people.
In the
It's just-
escalators, I don't know if you've seen that. Like everyone goes left. Like
Yeah.
you don't have like here if you go like New York or somewhere it's busy. You have people just like going
Yeah.
on both sides, running up. No, everyone's one side in like a straight line. And if you need to pass someone, you can, but like stay in line. It's the craziest thing. I forgot about
Interesting.
that. Yeah.
And so do they? do they actually pay attention to the crosswalks there?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
New York, for instance, no, it's just you just go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but Japan, they actually
Yeah.
listen to all the.
Did you
That's
go
why-
to the Shibuya
Yeah.
crossing?
Yeah. That's why if you go there, no one's crossing the street until the light says you can, and then everyone, like it's a whole mass of people crossing at one time. Over here, people just run across the street.
Yeah.
They don't care.
No one gives a fuck here.
All right, Japan 2025.
Yep.
Let's make it happen.
Your next bachelor party. Annual
Like-
bachelor party.
Yeah, annual bachelor party.
So, what
So good.
what made you start in business?
Great question. I think at a young age, my grandpa had a business, and that kind of like led me down this like entrepreneurship path. I think I've always been in business. I grew up in a household where everyone's a doctor, a lawyer. I mean, except my grandpa, but like my dad's a doctor. My mom's a dietitian. My dad at a very young age gave me Rich Dad Poor Dad by I forget his
Yeah.
full name.
Yep.
You can add that in. But no, he's like telling you like let money work for you. Don't work for money, and like make sure when you're sleeping you're still making money. And so I just at a very young age it kind of clicked of like that's what I wanted to do, and I kind of just led down that path, right? I mean, my dad again he flip flopped. He always said, "I want you to be a doctor," and he's like, "No, I want to go in business." I want to go to doctor. It's just funny, but like I'm glad I chose this path. It's not for everyone, but at the same time, it's like so rewarding. At the same time, and I've done like a bunch of things. Like in college, I painted houses. Like so that was like kind of my first. I mean, like early on, I think like when I was a kid, I did like the lemonade stand that people talk about as well. But my first real entryway into like entrepreneurship was I painted houses in college my freshman year. I'd drive home to Santa Barbara, knock on doors, get leads, do walkthroughs, and then book the clients. And then in the summertime when I would be home, I would paint the houses, hire a team, manage all the cost of materials. It was nuts. And it was like that really like opened my eyes of like cold knocking or cold calling, however you want to like talk about it, and like really learning how to deal with diversity and like grit mentality and fortitude. And like you can only set yourself up for success as hard as you put the hours in to do it, and like understanding how like to organize yourself for the day to win. So
why painting though? Was it just
so
an opportunity?
So I worked for a company. It was called CollegeWorks Painting. So it's like a franchise model, but like they give you the tools to success. And I think I walked into the library my freshman year. Like I'd always read books, and I was like, I want to go into entrepreneurship. And I saw it, and I was like, CollegeWorks Painting. I looked into it. And it's like they said like, start your entrepreneurship journey today. And I was like, what does that mean? And so I like interviewed and did that, and like it was kind of the best of both worlds. They had like the corporate backing, so if anything legal happened, they had your back, but they also gave you the tools of like, hey, we'll educate you on how to do it, but at the end of the day, like you're gonna make as much money as you put we're not giving you anything. You're doing it all yourself, type of thing.
Oh, that's
Dude,
awesome.
Wow, that's great. That's really cool.
And
Sounds similar to Cutco.
Yeah, I sold Cutco. You know?
Is that knives?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably got recruited or something. Yeah. But I did that out of high school, and that just skills for life, man. Taught me so much about just direct sales. It's not for everybody, but I really believe everybody should try sales at one point in their life, hopefully in their early life, because it just teaches you things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, two things. I think people should get punched in the face, one.
Yeah.
And then two, I think people should do sales to understand that like for every like 100 doors closed, one will open.
That's such a good point. Such
Yeah.
a good point. Did you know you wanted to be in business when you were younger?
During college, yeah. When my mom opened up the home care. I realized I didn't want to work for anyone else, but she made me work for other people to learn. And then through that and seeing how corporate world works, seeing how you could put in so much work and so much time, but you're only going to make whatever they want to give you. It made me realize, I want to work for myself. I want to make my own things happen. Yeah, I learned it from my mom.
That's cool. Yeah, I think that's one. I definitely don't have any regrets, but I never really worked for anybody else, which is cool. I've always like done my own thing. Other than, I worked at Target in my early 20s or whatever. But once I started doing my own thing, that's it, right? But I feel like I learned the long way, the hard way. When maybe if I had a corporate job for a couple of years, I could have saw how things worked on the bigger level. But I don't know.
I disagree.
So have you had a job?
Yeah, so I had like a full-time, I've had multiple jobs, right? So like growing up too, I worked at a deli, and I worked from like anything from cleaning to front house to cashier to restocking to cooking. So that was like that. I did construction for a little bit. I was a valet. I did retail on both like on the clothing side, and I also did like food retail, I guess, like restaurants as well, like being a barback and a busser. And then when I went to college, I got an internship at Niagara Bottling, which is the largest bottled water manufacturer in North America, and I worked there for 8 years. And I learned, when I started like my own division there and kind of like climbed the ladder as well. But like the whole time there, everyone's like, this isn't for you. You've got this entrepreneurship mindset. Like, and then finally, pivot to TruWild. But like, I'm a strong believer that like you need to try as many things as possible to figure out, one, what you're good at and what you enjoy and passionate about, and two, what you're not good at. Like, what don't you like, And it's like by doing these things and working with people, you learn a lot of these like valuable assets. Whereas for you, you worked at Target, great, but then you just went on your own, which is this awesome path.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you had gone the corporate route, some people get safe, and they're
That's
like,
true.
they're like, I enjoy this. I enjoy my monthly or biweekly paycheck, and it's like secure, and like I've got that safety net. Some people aren't as risk adverse and like go against the status quo and like want to do things to change the world. And some people, they kind of get complacent when they're in this corporate environment.
That's true. That's a good point, because the whole risk factor thing, I didn't even know I was a risky person until like I kind of gotten older, and like now it's like, wow, I have conversations with people that don't do what I do. They're like in a corporate job or whatever, and the conversations are just not the same. You know what I mean? They're talking about, I'm like, wow, I didn't realize I've just bet my whole life on myself, and it's worked out enough. But I also feel like there's always room to grow. You know what I mean? And learn more. And I guess that's part of having this podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I think we've talked about it on this podcast before, but not everyone is like us. I feel like most people like to have a job and be comfortable and be okay with it, like a 9 to 5, work all day and then turn it off. But we like to work 24/7. We like to push ourselves. And yeah, I don't think everyone's like that, but I learned through working the corporate job that I didn't like that. So I needed to try something else.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
yeah. And then so for you, what was your like moment? You're like, yo, because you said you did this for 8 years, your corporate job?
Yeah. So
That's a long time.
I think it was like 8, 9 years. I think because we did this as a side hustle first. And then during COVID, it was like, I was working this new division. COVID happened. They didn't know like the trajectory of the business. So they're like, hey, we love you. We want you to stay, but you have to find something else within the organization. And I thought it was just like this like universe telling me, hey, like it's time. Like this is not your path. And so it was like at the time when we started growing to the point, and I was like, I'm gonna go full time in this. This was in 2020 August, when I was like, all right, it's ready. Let's go. And ever since, never looked back.
Dude, that's fire. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's a scary. I remember that feeling, and it's terrifying, but it's just like this weight off your back of now this life that you have is all for yourself, and you don't have to trust other people to create this path for where you're going. You're kind of the captain of your ship now, and you get to steer it wherever you want it, versus having someone else take control of that ship and navigate you where you're going.
Yeah, so you said you started TruWild before you left the other
Yeah,
company.
so I was doing TruWild in 2018 while I was still working full time. So I was doing like a day and night shift, as I tell people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot, and that's when we first like started the company, when I had like a full time gig, and team as well.
Wow.
What was the inspiration to start it in 2018?
So shout out to my other business partner, Nate, right? So he can't be here today, but he works for a manufacturer. He's got this entrepreneurship mindset. He loves to travel. He loves hiking. He loves the outdoors. We were roommates in Newport, and like we would always, I wouldn't say not fight or challenge, but we'd compete against each other of like who climbed the tallest mountain, who would go to the coolest destination. And then during one hike, it kind of just like dawned on us of like, there's not really a better for you energy supplement for everyday outdoor enthusiasts. And so like, you're not going to take a Red Bull and go on a hike, right? You're not going to go take a pre-workout supplement and like go hiking or go surfing, right? It's like the supplementation around that doesn't really work as it does like working out in the gym. And so we had this kind of aha moment of, let's create a product for outdoor enthusiasts, right? And so our first product was Motion. It's not here, but it's an all natural vegan pre-workout that uses like trademark ingredients, uses natural caffeine. And he made this little baggie. We went on a hike, and such a sketch little bag. With our other friend Abe as well, and we said we all just put in water. We went on this hike, and like the whole hike, I was like energized. I was hydrated, and like afterwards, I still had more energy. And I was like, okay, this is great. This is like the energy that you need for like these outdoor adventures or just outdoor exercises, because you're facing the wild, which has different environment factors. So like you need to make sure you're on your A game. And so that's where it was born, was there. And so at that time, it was like we were designed for outdoor enthusiasts. Like we wanted to be like the #1 outdoor approved supplement line. And then over the years, it's kind of shifted a little bit of just being for the everyday athlete, the everyday lifestyle, because I think you pigeonhole yourself too much if you're like, we're only for the hiker, right? So that means like an everyday Joe or Susan would be like, I'm not a hiker. I don't need this, right? So I've changed the model and the marketing around to be more of like the aspiration, the inspiration, right? The aspiration is like, yes, you want to climb the tallest mountain and surf the biggest waves, but like you want the inspiration to be like, the inspiration to do that. And the aspiration would be like, it's still a product that you can use for everyday life, no matter what you're doing.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. And so the evolution started from the hiker, which I think is a really cool concept in itself, because you're right, a lot of like supplements are for like gym people or fitness, and hiking, it's a fitness activity, but it's really a separate thing. So you took that and then you just implemented it into the everyday life, and you just saw it grow. Yeah.
So we started with one, and then we would just every year we would take all the funds that we made and then start making new products. So like every year would be like every year we came out with 2 new products. Over the last 2 years, we've changed a little bit, so we haven't came out with new products, just like new packaging, new flavors, etc. But yeah, that was kind of the thing of like, we bootstrapped it. Everything we make, we put back in the company, and let's just keep building new products. And we built the products for ourselves. So like very consumer centric. Like, what do we want to take? What do we want to enjoy? That's gonna like help our everyday life.
Yeah, I love it.
So, who is it? Your business partner that came up with like the ingredients and all that stuff?
Yeah, so he's the ingredient guru, as I like to say.
Nice.
So he worked for the co-packer, and that was already what he was doing. So he's been in the industry for about 10 years now or more. And so he really see what the landscape is. He's like, this is a lot of people are doing. I can kind of cherry pick ideas from all of these and kind of mix it into one.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's really dope.
But if I'd started over it, I now know kind of like the process to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, your manufacturer can help you, but it's a lengthy process. It's not like I'm gonna start a supplement brand tomorrow and it's gonna be like that easy.
Right, and that was gonna be my next question is, so from concept to like a product, what was that timeline? Like,
it's like 6 months,
okay.
I would say. I mean, lead time, usually the manufacturer, something is anywhere from like 12 to 16 weeks, right? So there's like your 3 months right there. But then the other part of it is like the flavoring and like the concept behind that, and making sure it tastes great, and then 2, making sure you're using ingredients that actually blend well. I would say blends well, but also has the active ingredients that actually work. So there's a lot of components to it as well.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because a lot of stuff out there, like, it's hard. The supplement world, I love it, but I hate it just because there's so many people getting into it that you really don't know what's good, what's clean, what works, what doesn't.
So true. My fiance and I were just talking yesterday about products in general, and how like you can see a TikTok, and what that person says, especially if they have like views or followers, it's like, oh, that's the product to use, right? But then you hear something else about like the facts, and it's completely different than what is promoted. And it's just such a weird world we're in, where it's like there's so many products on the market. Like, what is actually doing what it says it's doing?
Yeah, there's so many products, and yeah, for me, it's like whatever makes me feel the best. I don't look at ingredients or even like what it says it's gonna do. I just whatever makes me feel the best. But for TruWild, what is the main thing that sets it apart from other supplements?
Yeah, so I'd say like our 3 simple, easy pillars is, one's affordability. So like our price point is affordable compared to a lot of others. Two is, I would say, transparency and high quality ingredients. So we use trademark ingredients that are like backed by science and some clinical studies, right? And we use ingredients from all around the globe, and they're all third party tested. And then lastly, I would say it actually works. So like that's the biggest component of like I test everything, and like for me, hydrate is like an easy one, right? Because if you dehydrate, you drink it, and it actually helps. We have amino, so that helps like repair muscles. But like from like the motion standpoint, like I feel the clean energy. I don't have the crash, right? We have adaptogens that like I am less stressed. So I sleep better. Like I can feel the actual effects of it. So I like know. But everybody's body's different, so it's unique. But those are like the three easy pillars that I tell people to kind of rely on. And then going back to your point too, like a lot of people, yeah, they don't look at nutrition facts panel as much, but I feel like a lot of people these days trust influencers and like TikTok and Instagram kind of like personas to like tell them what to buy, or it's like word of mouth. And it's so fascinating to me because if you go down the street and someone's drinking your something, you're like, why you drink that? It's like, oh, my friend told me to drink it. And then they will be diehard products of that because of that. Because a lot of people don't trust a lot of times what they see on the internet.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Yeah.
So true. Wow. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And then how many flavors do you guys have in Hydrate right now?
So we have two.
Okay.
And then we have two flavors of motion. And then we have like, yeah, a bunch of other products, but range from like immune health, gut health. We have a kombucha product that's really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And is it just you and Nate, or do you have
So it's Nate and I. And then we've got like 5 other team members as well.
cool.
And then we have a bunch of like other, I would say 10 to 9 VAs that help along as well.
Nice. Nice. And are you guys all online, or are you guys retail at all?
Yeah, so we're in Orange County now. So we're in Bristol Farm. So we're in 6 Bristol Farm locations.
Nice.
Right. So there's one in Yorba Linda, and then we have one in Mulholland and like Santa Monica in these areas. And then we're in like 55 other independent small retail mom and pops. So nothing like big brick and mortar, which would be like your Target or Walmart or Costco. Then online, Walmart online, eBay, and then we're in like some other e-retailers as well.
Nice. That's really cool. That's really cool.
So what would you say was a big like turning point for TruWild to get to where it is today?
I would say, it's a great question. COVID helped, right? We had an immune supplement that like skyrocketed and that put like a little bit more cash flow, right? Because we bootstrapped it, we haven't taken outside money. So that like really helped put us on the map. And then literally the last 2 years of this product, Hydrate, has been like taking off, right? And I think it's mostly, you have two things. I think you have a lot of like market keyword opportunity where like people are searching for certain things, and like because of like trends or like fads or something, that kind of helps relay that. And then you also have a lot of the population now is like really into health and wellness and fitness and like having this like lifestyle where they want to like feel good, look good. And so those two combinations on top of like a market that's yes saturated but it's continually to grow has allowed for us to kind of like squeeze into the door and get people's eyeballs. And that's really difficult. And then just kind of boots on the ground, just trying to work with a lot of people and trying to get our product across it. Because I know we have a product that's amazing, that tastes great and actually works. Just like, how do I get it in front of millions and millions of people?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you got the first part down though. Is like it's real. You know, it's not like you're selling something that's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really works, tastes really good, and now it's just time, distribution. So, have you worked with a lot of cool athletes over the last few years?
Yeah.
Growing this.
From like surfers to rock climbers, to soccer players. Let's see, what other athletes? Pickleball players. I guess now that's an athlete as well.
Nice.
Snowboarders, skiers, yeah, you name it. Now, actually, sorry, a lot of runners now too. So we just picked up someone
cool.
who's a runner who swears by our stuff as well. So she's trying to be the Olympic marathon runner. So she's nonstop believer in this. So I really hope she makes it to Olympics, and then helps promote Team TruWild. So that'd be
Yeah,
nice.
that's fire, man. That's really cool. So I know you're working on the different products, but like, what's next for TruWild? Like, what do you see in the next, like, let's say 5 years?
I think community building is huge for me right now, right? I really want, yes, TruWild to be widely successful and have lots of sales and, get a brand across and have this big brand awareness. But I think the biggest thing is like community. I really want to like build a tight community of people who want to do cool shit and like create these adventures around it. I've always dreamed of like It's funny, moving Montana, buy a farm, and like have this like collab environment where I bring people there and we do like just rad shit, and it's mixed with the lifestyle of the products. So
That's cool. That's kind of Spread HQ. That was our vision for this place.
Yeah.
And like the next place I would move into is just continuing to create a space where creatives can come together and create, you know, and do some dope shit. So that's cool that you have that idea
people
too.
need more creators, I think, in the world.
Yeah.
And be creative mind. And I just think just people need community, right? I think like there's a lot of lonely people out there, so it's like bringing people together. So if I could bring people together, create a product that like makes them feel good and look good, and have a good time, like what else do you need?
That's cool.
Nice.
And so that's for TruWild. But what about you, man? What's next for you?
It's a lot. I think it's more adventure, some more travel. One, do more like Ironmans, marathons, events. I really think that like makes you feel alive, and also pushes your like. My big thing is like do one thing a year. We were talking earlier like in Masuki, do one thing a year that like pushes out of your comfort zone. So like every year I need to do something that's gonna like really. I really don't want to do it, and I'm terrified to do it. Like for you to swim, that like just pushes you like out of your comfort zone, because that's where the true potential and growth happens.
It's true. And you did an Ironman recently, right?
Yeah, but I didn't finish.
What? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I did an Ironman in Hawaii, and it's 70.3, so half Ironman. It's one of that's where like the Kona World Championships are. Not the easiest one to do for your first time, and yeah, heat stroke got me. I crushed the swim, crushed the bike, got on the run. First mile, my legs cramped. I go, fuck, this is gonna suck for the next 13 miles, and then the course too. It's like it's on a golf course, so it's like grass, which is like think about like 90-degree and humidity, and then the grass is like 110 degrees, so the heat stays there. And then it's like half grass, half sidewalk, and then on the run they have this section called Hell's Kitchen, and Hell's Kitchen is like lava rocks on each side. You've got no sun cover, and it's like a mile there, a mile back, and it's 2 laps. So the first lap, I was like, fuck my life the whole time. Literally like, this sucks. I understand the pain cave because I was definitely in the pain cave. And then I was like, I just wanted to quit every 5 minutes. I mean, I did all the right protocol, right? So I had my electrolytes, I had water, ice. Every aid station would dump ice all over me. And then the last 2 miles during Hell's Kitchen, I full-on collapsed. Like, full-on collapse. And luckily, Kara, shout out to her, she's one of my friends who was there with me. She, like, went to go get a medic. They put ice on me. And the next thing I know, like, I woke up. And I look around, and I was like, I'm, like, bleeding. I'm like, where am I? And I just felt like, I was like, what's going on? Put this ice chest on me to get me on the golf cart. I'm on the golf cart. Then my other friend Brian yells at me. He's like, dude, you've got a mile left. Just come with me. I'll carry you to the finish. And I'm like, okay, let's see if I can do it. I tell the medics, I'm like, let's see. I stand on my feet, and I collapse. I'm like, yeah, I can't do it. Then I get back on the golf cart. I'm like, okay, we're cool. And I'm like coherent this part. And then I like black out again. And then next thing I know, I'm in the medic tent, and I'm like this. And I look down at my feet. And I've got like 4 people giving me like IVs and looking at my oxygen. And I'm like, where am I? Like, I think I had deer in the headlights. Like, my eyes were just massive. And I'm like, where am I? Who am I? What's going on? And I completely lost all memory, all cognitive function for like 3 hours. They started asking me questions like, what's your name? Where are you from? Where are you? My parents even like they walk by, and I'm like, I don't know who they are. And it was like the fucking scariest 3 hours I can imagine. And it was just like, I thought it was a dream. I thought I fucked up. I kept saying like, what the fuck did they do? Like, I thought, like, did they get an aneurysm? Like, what actually happened? And luckily, they put me into an ambulance. On the ambulance right there, I slowly was gathering my thoughts. But at the same time, it was such a trip. But I gathered my thoughts, but I still didn't know, like, memories. So I would say, like, okay, I have a friend, Nick, right? I know Nick, but I don't know anything that Nick and I have done. I've been to Japan, but I don't remember being in Japan. And it was like, I hope I'm not like this the rest of my life. And then got to the hospital. They did more tests. I got diagnosed with rhabdo.
So rhabdo is like pretty gnarly too. It's like when you overwork and your kidneys stop working. And my pee was like the color of Coca-Cola. And yeah, they just were like pumping me with everything they got until I got better. So
That's scary, man.
yeah.
Crazy.
And so you're running another one.
I mean, there's one in December that my friend's trying to do. That's in Indio, which is like Palm Springs.
Yeah.
But people are like, you're fucking crazy. It's hot. I'm like, it's December. It's fine. I haven't signed up yet. There's another half marathon in August in San Diego, but I'm like on the fence. But like, it just, this whole thing like kind of fucked my head up like mentally and physically, where like I kind of lost that scratch the itch, and I kind of like went through a dark spot of like failure, and like that's just a weird feeling of like training for something for 6 months and then not crossing the finish line, and hearing that, hey, we're proud of you for what you accomplished, but like not finishing was like a mental block where I was like, okay, I'm proud of myself, I did it, but I didn't finish. I gave it my all to the point where like I collapsed, but I still was like, I still didn't finish. I don't know. It's just like this weird mental block that I can't really get past. And so like all June was pretty weird. Like every time I worked out, I even went to a yoga class, and yoga is like the most easiest thing ever. I almost walked out of it halfway going, why the fuck am I doing this? Like my body was saying, stop. And so, I mean, the lesson in all of it, I think, is like, slow the fuck down. Like really just slow down. You're moving way too fast. And so there's some clarity, but yeah, I mean, I've got some thinking and some like deep work to do before I jump into another race, but it's just so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And like the training aspect of it is. But yeah, that was a long-winded
Yeah,
story.
dude. Yeah. No, thanks for sharing, because that was kind of on my thoughts too, is like, what does that do for you going forward? And it's definitely a tough thing to overcome.
Yeah.
I have a good feeling you're going to do it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because going into that next race, is the fear of, is it just not finishing, or are you scared of like health stuff too?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
And then I think one other thing too is like a lot of people laugh at me. They're like, you own a electrolyte company and you got a heat stroke? And I was like, listen, the vitals, when they checked, I got the report, said that my sodium levels were above normal. So I tell people, don't at me for like collapsing
Yeah.
when you own an electrolyte company. So yeah, I know I will. It's just time, right?
For sure.
Time heals all wounds.
For sure, for sure. I love that concept though, doing one thing hard a year.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done a few of those things, but I keep wanting more, because that's the other thing for me. And I think maybe learning a little bit from your story is like, where is the boundary? Because like I said, I do not like, I guess I say I like running now, but a month ago, 2 months ago, I did not like running. I gassed at like 1-2 miles. And then for me to put the switch on, run the 13.1, I don't know if I told you this, but the whole race, I didn't stop once. I didn't go to the bathroom. I didn't drink any water. I didn't take any gels, because I was like trying to prove a point to myself that like, yo, the human body is just crazy. But then now I'm kind of like, yo, it was only a half marathon. It wasn't a full. But
Dude, kudos to that. I mean, a lot of people can't even get out of bed and go run a mile. So
Yeah.
like,
for sure. Thank you. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with like doing that activity. I was like showing people you can do anything you put your mind to. But now, like, you know, watching these videos on like full marathons, like people hit the wall and like collapse. And so my fiance and I were talking. She's like, you definitely need to start taking supplements on these runs and like, you know, training for that one, because that one seems like it's going to be.
so let me hear this straight. You didn't drink water.
Yeah,
You
the
didn't
water.
eat anything.
Yeah, so before I had like a toast and some banana and peanut butter. But
Okay.
like, yeah, it was 4 a.m.
You didn't pee.
Didn't pee once.
So you were dehydrated. And
Then I smashed 6 Michelobs at the finish line
I love that.
for the content, you know? Yeah.
How did you feel the next day?
Oh, dude, I was like actually injured. Yeah. Like my knees, like I don't know how to explain it. They felt like they were separated from my. Yeah, I actually couldn't run for like 2-3 weeks after that.
Yeah. I tell people I train as much as I do for these events, so I don't fucking feel horrible the next day.
Oh, I was
that's why
hurting.
you train, because then you go into issues like you have, where like
Yeah.
you feel like you got hit by your train.
Literally.
Yeah.
And it was crazy too, because, you know, I only slept a few hours the night before, because it's like Christmas morning, dude. It's exciting,
Yeah.
right? Run the race and then like, yeah, go drinking. And then the next day just get hit. And so that's why I'm like, hey, with the marathon, I'm going to train. Because I also, you know, I ran a 155, like I told you, which isn't too bad. But I'm like, yo, I want to I want to like crush it. I want to see if I could hit this marathon in like 4, 3.5, like some like athlete paces. And again, just to like show people it's possible. Like somebody that didn't like running a month and a half ago to go do this. But I think I need to train, and I think I need to take some TruWild.
So you got supplements.
Yeah.
I think the only advice would be get a coach, and then like
That's what she
diet
said, too.
is a big thing too.
Yep.
And then like I don't know. I think anything is possible if you put your mind to, and find something that like really pushes yourself. What's your Masugi? I like to say. I'll explain that afterwards. But what's your one big challenge for this year or next year?
I'm just trying to stay alive, man. No, so I have 3 kids. I have a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a almost 1-year-old. So it's kind of hard to sleep. It's kind of hard to eat. It's kind of hard to do things. But I think after this today, I need to learn how to swim by the end of the year. I've been saying this for maybe once every 5 years, but yeah, I need to learn how to swim.
Put it on the calendar. I will come out, or I will watch this or help in any shape or form. But I love that.
Yeah.
This is so great to hear.
Yeah, I need to swim.
No, because I've known him for a long, long time, and I've known this, but I never bring it up because it's like your thing. But the fact that you just said that, I'm so excited to hold you accountable to that.
Yeah.
I think it's a great goal.
You
I
gotta
think
hold me
it's a great-
accountable. I see my 2 daughters. They know how to swim already, and I just stand in the pool like, hey, don't go too far. I can't get you if you go too far. So yeah, I gotta learn.
Okay.
Wow, this podcast, man, I got a good feeling in my stomach. This
Yeah.
is great. I'm
It's
so
the
excited for
TruWild.
you, man.
What's the feel good, spread good,
Spread
great
good, yeah.
podcast?
Dude, you spread good. You're just inspiring to go. So the goal is to play water polo, right? That's
No,
that's what I thought I
wow,
heard.
To swim a
trying to
mile, right?
swim.
Okay.
Swim.
Swim. Wow, I'm just trying to swim across the pool at my place.
How about this? To swim comfortably, that you say you feel, content in the water.
Yeah,
It's easy.
yeah. Yeah.
Comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable.
Yeah.
Not be afraid of going to the deep end, I guess. That's step
excited.
one, I guess.
Without floaties.
Without floating.
Without the
damn.
floaties.
All right, without floaties.
Unless it's our patented
Unless it's the
spear
spread good.
holding, spread good floaties. But man, thank you. This has been a great time, bro. We really appreciate you coming on, sharing everything you shared. And like I said, we got this guy committed to swimming.
Yeah.
It's a big day here at the
I
Spread
love
Good
it. I'm
Squad.
smiling from ear to ear because of that.
This
I
is
gotta
really
do it.
cool.
I
This is
gotta
really
do it
cool.
now. I put it on the podcast, damn it.
Yep.
It's out in the universe now, so you can't take
Yeah,
it
I
back.
Can't take it back. Oh, I'm excited. But where can people find more about you, more about TruWild?
Yeah, so you can find me. I'm ZStar77 on
Cool.
Instagram, right here. And then you've got TruWild, so that's at TRU_wild. And then you can find us on TikTok, TruWild. Our website's www.truwild.com. Find us on Amazon. Yeah, and then reach out to us if you guys need anything. Happy to support.
Sweet, man. Well, super excited. You'll be seeing a lot of content with TruWild. We're going to be trying it in different ways.
Yep.
Athletic ways, travel ways, party ways,
Yep.
recovery ways.
Recovery, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good for
we need
hangovers,
that.
too. Remember that.
Yeah, no, we will need to remember. And if you like what you saw, please be sure to follow Zach, TruWild, and like, comment, subscribe. And
Smash the bell.
man, we're at 1,560
Yeah.
subscribers. Yeah, it's getting up there. We're
Growing
almost at
every day.
2K. Not bad, not bad. But also, we got a code with TruWild now. So head on over to www.truwild.com and use code SGOOD20 for 20% off your next purchase of TruWild. Spread good, baby.